Hi guys, so this is an excerpt from a club video that I've recently done, and this is all about jackets for the body types. And if you've watched this type of video before, then you might notice that I'm using a different format. So the format here is that I'm going to just separate the video into, well, on Club it's separated into 5 parts, and this is an excerpt, so you guys get to see one of the types. And for each of the types I go through and basically talk about the jackets and the different things to look out for, what to avoid, etc. as you are shopping. So I hope you enjoy this excerpt, and I'll leave a link to Club if you're interested in joining to see the other types as well. And okay, let's get into it. Okay, next up we have Beveled. So let's look through Beveled and see what we have. So for Beveled, this is going to be anything that is unconstructed, so you look good with tousled hair, you look good in an unconstructed fit, and long lines, so nothing cropped. So the closest kitty type to Beveled is natural, so we're talking about all naturals or all natural types, all beveled types. So okay, so let's get into it. So this one I would say is a little bit too stiff for beveled. These lines are too short. These lines are probably too short. This would look pretty good. I think it would actually look kind of, you would think it's a casual jacket, but if you're beveled, usually what happens is that you look a little bit formal all the time. You look formal, and that's why your lines are so unconstructed. Okay, but this is going to look really good on you if you are a bevel type, because you can see one thing to look out for is, these long lines, right? So in this case, you can see that the sleeves are going past the knuckles. That's one way to have long lines. And you also have texture and kind of an oversized, unconstructed fit. So the texture is, this kind of, this detailing here, and also the fur texture, and overall it just looks like a very textured, oversized look with long lines. So for this one, I would say that, you might say to yourself, well, this is textured, and I agree it is textured, but the thing is, and it has long lines because it has that midi length. It looks like it has really long lines. It's like for someone who's tall, right? But the thing is that it has these stripes, the color block, the tan and then the black and then the tan. So that's something that you really want to avoid if you have long lines. And so for beveled, I would not recommend this because of the color blocking. This I would say will look too stiff on beveled. The fabric is too crisp and too stiff. This you might consider, well, this looks like it's pretty good. It's like kind of unconstructed, kind of oversized. For beveled soft, it might work. As soft natural, it might work. It would look very formal actually on soft natural. But one thing that I would consider is this type of sleeve. This type of sleeve is really not good for anyone with long lines. So if you are any bevel type, I would skip this. This is more for rounded, in case you're curious, just because of the sleeve. Just because of the sleeve. If the sleeve was longer, like to the knuckle, then I would say it would be great for sharp and soft dramatic, or more of a formal jacket for beveled soft natural. So this is a bit too cropped, still a bit too cropped, and just the overall style of it is that it has this, well, the elements here, it has the contrasting neckline, it has contrasting elements here at the bottom. So that's something to look out for. That's going to break up the lines. So this is actually, if it didn't have the same type of coloring that it does, then I would say beveled could wear this. But in this case, since it has the contrasting elements, I would not recommend that beveled wear it. Okay, how about this one? This is too cropped. This is going to look way too stiff on beveled, but if you're looking to really dress up and you're beveled firm, then maybe this is something that could work well for you. If you are beveled soft, I think this is just going to look too stiff on you, and I think you have better options. I think you have better options if you're beveled firm too. But yeah, overall, I would say this is just too sleek, too stiff. It's gonna look too stiff on any beveled type. This is too cropped, too short of a line. This is too short of a line, and this is kind of in the middle. You know, it's like maybe you could wear this as a bevel type in a very stylistic way, provided that the bottom isn't contrasting, provided that your hair is tousled. But I would still prefer slightly longer lines, because it's not so much that the sleeves are too short, and it's not so much that the jacket is too short. It's that the way that it's cut kind of in a tulip shape, and it goes in. And so because of that, a tulip shape is going to kind of go like that, and so it creates kind of an end to the line. So it shortens the line. Any kind of tulip shape will shorten a line. So I would be worried that the line is a tiny bit too short, but if you get it in a really oversized, like if you size up a few sizes and then you style it with other beveled elements, I think it could really work well. Because what I do like about it is that it's this type of mix and match approach to like the colors and textures that actually looks really good on beveled. So this type of textured look, you know, to the different patterns and things like that, looks really good on beveled. This would be perfect for beveled, especially beveled soft. You guys look wonderful in these like light pastel colors and oversized types of fits at the same time, because the light pastel will sort of lift the visual weight of the look, and at the same time the soft texture is really beautiful on you guys. Beveled soft, this is definitely something that's going to look really pretty on you. This, I would say, maybe beveled firm could wear this. If it were a bit longer, I would be even happier to recommend this for beveled firm. This, I would say, of course, the lines are too short. And this would be perfect for beveled soft. And so the reason why this is perfect for beveled soft is because, you know, you have the texture, and again, it's kind of a similar story to this, right? But you can see here that this is a bit more sort of, it's a bit heavier, right? This jacket is a bit heavier of a look visually than this jacket. This jacket looks a bit softer. It does have some slightly shorter lines maybe, so that's why I wouldn't say this would be good for beveled firm, but only for beveled soft. And then this one I would say could work for beveled soft. You know, because in club I talked about how I wouldn't necessarily recommend this for sharpened, but for beveled soft, you know, because these colors are soft and light and pastel-y, so that kind of tends to look nice on beveled soft. And this lady looks like she could be beveled soft, actually, the model. And I think it looks pretty good on her. You can see how it would look on beveled soft, you know, you can see that this is how it would look. And I think it looks pretty good. So for beveled firm though, I might be a little bit worried, because beveled firm is much more flattered by maybe deeper colors, maybe some brighter colors as well, but maybe not pastels necessarily. But of course you could make pastels work, or light colors or soft colors, you know, if you're beveled firm as well. You just have to be a bit more intentional about it. This I would say is actually for mixed taut. Okay, so not for beveled, because it looks like kind of like a stiff short line, even though it's long. Since it's so puffy and so wide, it looks like it's like kind of stiff, and so that's why it's just I can see this being maybe looking like the line is too short, in the same way that, you know, this tulip shape makes the line look shorter than it actually is. This is kind of the same thing. So I would say that I would avoid this if you're beveled. Something that looks puffy and short and cropped and light is not something that you really want to be reaching for if you're beveled. You want something that is flowy, unconstructed, long lines, textures, things like that. And this is not in that category, right? So this is obviously too cropped. This, you know, again, like I think she's beveled soft. She could not be beveled. I'm not saying I'm typing her, I'm just saying like she could be beveled soft, and that looks pretty nice on her. So that could work for beveled soft. It's still, the lines are a little bit short, and you know, I'm sure she's like making this pose, right? But if you saw her just standing straight ahead, you might find that, oh, well, maybe I want this jacket to be a bit longer, maybe have some longer lines to it. I think this would look pretty nice on Beveled. It is kind of a short jacket. It's hard to tell the length from this photo, but I think it would still look pretty nice since it's so oversized, and if you wear it with a similar color bottom, you can still kind of achieve that long line look. This, I would say, is too short of a line, too cropped. This is too cropped and too short of a line. And this one I would say would be really beautiful on Beveled Firm because it does have that texture and at the same time it has those longer lines. Alright you guys, so that is it. I hope you enjoyed this excerpt. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you are interested in seeing the 4 other types, then I will leave a link to Club down below where you can find the rest of this video. So that's it. Leave me some comments and I will talk to you next time. Okay, bye.